Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Guys, this is a lesson for a lot of families, both those that are single and those that are married with kids. A horrible incident just happened that doesn't seem right at all. And it's as a result of a house help that was brought into the house for her to take care of the kids and also help with the house chores. She kept on doing that, doing her job, but on this fateful day, this was exactly yesterday, this lady made up her mind to carry out a horrible act. She was caught and now later arrested after it was discovered that she poisoned the family soup with a chemical for bleaching and cleaning dirt. This incident happened in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. Look at how a human being would sit down and calculate how to get rid of people. Why is it that it's so easy for people to kill their fellow human being? And how this whole evil incident occurred is the house girl who carried out this evil act. First of all, she denied, but later she confessed after being asked by her boss to eat out of that same food, and then she declined, eating only the amala but avoiding the vegetable soup. You could hear, I'm going to be leaving a video behind, friends, so that you can hear directly from this couple and seeing how everything transpired, although it's in the Yoruba dialect. So for those that understand the Yoruba dialect, to be able to understand what happened. In a low tone, a midnight voice was seen begging the girl to know why she did what she did. The couple were surprised, like, where is all of this coming from? And why did you carry out this kind of an act? That is an evil act perpetrated from this particular girl with the intention of killing this boss. And you know, where kids are in the home, anything can happen. What if these kids decide that they want to test out of this soup? Obviously, it's a family house. You don't expect only the boss to eat out of that food. Kids are there and they need to eat as well. And then in the end, it will be a different story entirely. The couple now invited the police officer who took up the case further. Also, reactions have been following this from social media, especially on Instagram, with some blaming the couple for trying to kill the girl too by asking her to eat what's evidently poisoned. And others are saying that maybe the house girl nowadays are becoming wicked, even if you handle them with love and care as one of your own blood. And these were the reactions that were actually coming from Instagram and other parts of social media. Alright, this couple had caught this lady, unknown to her that the boss and the wife had already found her carrying out this horrible act. They now asked her to test out of this food, and she declined. At first, you could see her taking just the amala, but she didn't want to take it deep into the soup. And when they asked her, what she responded was that the soup doesn't taste good, so she can't put it into her mouth. And they kept on insisting that she must taste out of that food. But the girl declined and she didn't want to taste out of that food, and she started crying. The taste is not right for her and she can't put it into her own mouth. And that has caused a lot of stir on social media right now, because people are saying, alright, this couple knew that this food has been poisoned. Is it the right thing for them to now tell her to test out of that food, indirectly trying to kill the girl, because they know if she tests out of that food that has been poisoned with bleach, obviously this girl would die? Friends, this is another question that I want to leave out there for us to analyze. But another thing is a big lesson for families to learn. These days, some of these maids are not there for good purposes. They are not there to do what you have paid them or employed them to do. Rather, some of them are out to kill. Some of them are out to treat you so badly, and in the end, you're dead and they are alive walking around the streets. It calls for a big check up with parents and families that have maids. Even single people, there are some single people that employ maid to assist them while they work. Please be very, very careful. It's an eye opener to a lot of people right now. We'll go back to the fact that this family decided the girl should test out of that food. We'll go back to that, but first let us see how we can analyze how families should be very observant and how families should monitor their maids that they employ in the house. And it's more critical when you have kids around because, one, you're going out there to work, you're leaving your kids behind in the hands of another lady. Some people employ male maids. You're leaving them behind in the hands of those people. How are you sure that they're not out there to harm your kids? And how are you sure that they're not doing something evil? And that is where families are encouraged to please mount cameras in your home. That is another way for you to monitor what is happening in your absence. It's not possible that you can be at work and at the same time be at home and monitor things. You can't turn into a spirit to do that. And the only thing that you can do that can be your eyes and your ears is the camera. It can be very difficult sometimes. And again, cameras could be very expensive for you to mount in your home. In situation where you know you can't afford getting a camera in your house, for the safety of your kids, seek for another way to get your kids to be amidst other people, not just leaving them alone locked up in the house with the maid. Because we know that eventually, if anything happens when you leave your kids alone with the maid and the maid runs away, who will be there to tell or explain what really transpired? Nobody. And some of these kids can't talk. Some of them are toddlers. We have seen experiences of some families where they will show you the camera they left behind of what their maid has been doing to their kids. If not for that camera, their kids would have been left dead or something or paralyzed, because you watch and you see how some of these maids treat some of these kids in the house. You will be asking yourself series of questions like, how would someone have the heart to do this to a toddler, to do this to a baby, to do this to innocent children? And worst of all, you now come to ask yourself another question. You treat some of these maids right, and in the end, they're still out to kill you. The other day, I've even posted the video. It was a banker, UBA bank staff. Just few days ago, he went to work. He had a maid, and this is a male maid he employed in his house to help him with the chores while he's away at work. Unknown to this guy that this maid had employed his own friends. They all came into the house, stationed themselves in different angles. And when the boss came back home, they all bounced on this guy. And he pleaded with them. They asked him for money, which he gave them. He pleaded with this guy whom he employed and has been paying. He didn't stay for one day without paying him. And this guy eventually killed the boss right there in his own house. And that didn't end. He now started taking his things away with his friends. He moved his things gradually and started selling them. Not until one of the neighbors sighted and saw that something fishy is happening here, and he had to call the cops. That was when they arrested this guy and his friends, and they had to confess to the horrible crime they committed. Unfortunately, the boss was already dead. He didn't live to even say anything. That is why you need to be very, very careful. If you really need a maid, then all precautions must be on deck. Don't leave a maid in your house with your kids. Some of them will be nice. At some point, they will now start acting very weird. Like this lady, when she was asked after she confessed, what did she say? She said, it's the devil. What if something bad had happened? What if the boss and the kid had taken this food? What would have happened to the entire family? Will she stay there and say the devil did that to her? Or the devil pushed her to do this horrible act? And then they can't revive this family back again. So please, it calls for a lot of caution You all need to be very, very careful. You all need to be very cautious right now because it's a serious thing that is happening. Some families have lost their loved ones as a result of employing a maid who eventually took the life of the people that employed them. And secondly, once you employ a maid, try as much as you can to treat them right. Some, once you don't treat them right, they eventually retaliate by either taking your life or the life of your children, and nobody wants that. While you are treating them, treat them as nice as you can. Even though some of them you treat them nice, you pay them, they still turn their back on you. This couple were shocked with the fact that this lady would even think of something like this. When she was questioned several times, she declined until the couple had to go and get her bag, and they searched and they found that bleach in her own possession. She was still saying it was meant for washing of clothes, but until they invited the cop to their house and he came into the house and she confessed in front of them and saying that this was what she had poured into the soup. Isn't this a serious act of wickedness? So you plan to take a whole family down. What are your reasons? So that's why I said even some of them that you treat them right, they still go ahead to commit horrible crime in the same house where they live with you. If it's possible for the single men and women that employ maid in the house while you're away to avoid incidents like this happening, probably you may leave all your chores till weekend. When you are home, invite that person you have employed to come while you are there and you people are all working, and then you may invite a third party, maybe your friend, who would work along with you or who will be there, watch the maid, and you all are there together, because you can never tell what they are up to. You wouldn't know how they are planning to take your life or get rid of you, rather than leaving them in the house alone or making them sleep over in your house. Isn't it another option for you to make them go and come back? Is that not another better way for single people? Then for those that are married with kids, obviously you can't have your eyes on them when you are away. Then you may allow these maids to only come at certain time and maybe leave, and then you could tell your kids, if there is a place you could keep your kids that are safe, maybe in a daycare, if they are grown, if you have friendly neighbors or good neighbors, that you can keep them there where you know that there are other people around to watch, not just leaving them with one person, the maid and then your kids, and you don't even know what is happening. Some of them have made up their minds that this is what they are out to do, and once they have made up their minds to do that, nothing would stop them except you catch them red-handed. That is the only time that they can be stopped. And if you don't get these maids red-handed, it only takes the grace of God for your family member or your loved one to survive after they've carried out their horrible acts. Another incident that happened again. There's a female maid that was employed in the house. And when the couple left the house and the kids left for school, what she did was she organized her male friend whom she was dating with his own friends. They came and went away with valuables from the house. And this lady acted like armed robbers came into the house, tied her up, and then went away with valuables. And she had made an agreement with her boyfriend and his friends that whatever they'll go out with, they must share it, and she would have her own share. And what she requested was the jewelries and some of the valuable items that belonged to the madam of the house, which they actually gave her own portion, and they carted away with the things they really needed. And when the couple came back home and saw that things were turned upside down and saw this girl tied at one corner, she now told them that armed robbers came into the house, carted away with things, and left her tied here. Unknown to this couple that this lady had planned this whole act to happen in the house. How was this lady caught? Some of the valuables that belonged to her madam, the madam saw this in the hands of the girl, and she was like, how did you get this? These are some of the items that I can't find that was missing, and I'm seeing them in your possession. The lady denied and said she found it on the floor, and so she just felt to keep it in her room until she can come back and give it to her madam, that she forgot to give it to her. But time went on, the madam started seeing certain things like, these are not things that I bought for this lady, these are items that belong to me. So what the madam did was, she sent the lady out to go get something for her. She had to go into her room and search. That was where she saw a lot of things that was missing. And as soon as the lady came back in, she just dropped everything and told her, please come to your room and go and get your things. She brought out her things and she told her, please unpack and let me see what's inside. The husband and the wife were all there with the kids and they saw everything out there in the open. The wife asked her, we thought you said armed robbers came here to steal, and how come we're finding these things in your possession? She didn't want to accept. She said no, maybe the thieves took it in there to implicate her. When they now threatened to call the cops, she now said, confessing and saying that okay, it was some people that came in here and they gave it to her and said she should keep her mouth shut, otherwise they will kill her. That was her own side of the story. But they insisted they had to take her to the police station. And when she got there, saying that they would not leave her and just let things go, that was where she now confessed and said she and these guys agreed. They now told her, planned on how she should invite her boyfriend over like nothing happened, which she did, and they arrested him and they arrested the guys that they all planned this thing together. Even with the maid, they were all arrested. Good thing that this one, they planned and took away valuables, which you can always recover anytime. But what about life? What if it was the life of any of your loved one? If the person is gone, you can't revive life anymore. You can't go and replace life anymore. Once someone is dead, the person is dead, and you can't get to see the person ever again. Please, families, be very careful. Be observant. A lot of things that are happening are for people to learn. This is a very big lesson. This couple were shocked that this lady would go to this extent with them. So friends, going back now to this question, to what is creating a lot of stir on social media, do you think it was the right thing for the couple to insist that this girl should test the food? And do you think that it's another way for this couple to kill the lady? These are questions that are out there, and this is what is creating another stir. This incident happened in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria, last night. So please, whatever you think is the right thing that should have been done by this couple, please put the comment down at the comment section. But please, families out there, single ladies and single men that want to employ a maid, it's an eye-opener. Watch and map out the strategies very well. If you're unable to mount cameras in your house to observe and see what's happening, then please figure another way out so that your lives and your family's life can be safe even when you decide to employ a maid. Another thing, treat this maid right. Even though you know that some of them, you treat them right, they still turn their backs on you, but treat them right so that you would know you were on the right path all through. Even if they plan anything against you, you will still hold on to your ground knowing that you treated these people right. But at the same time, please don't count on that. Be very, very careful and observant. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please, whatever you feel about this, put that down at the comment section. I'll be leaving the video behind so that you can also watch and see how everything transpired in the house. Although it's in the Yoruba dialect, so for those that understand the Yoruba dialect, you'll be able to understand what really happened in the house. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.
Kí ló tí mo ní kò jẹ́ tó yẹ pé nígbà tó bu àmàlà yẹn nìkan ló fi sẹ́nu òbu ẹbẹ̀ yẹn.
mo fi sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ àmàlà lẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́ nìkan ni kò jẹ ẹ̀fọ́ ìdálẹ́nu fi àmàlà yẹn lẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́ yẹn nìkan ni kò máa jẹ.
Kí ló ṣe ẹ̀fọ́? Kí ló ṣe? Kí ló ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ yẹn? Yesterday night when you are sleeping she wake up and she stand up abi.
àwọn ilé ò lè mọ.
Yes, mo sọ fún mo gbọ́ kí yan rìn nílé. Ìgbà mi fi ń bọ̀ tà tí mo gbọ́ mo gbọ́ kí yan rìn nílé.
Nígbà tí wọ́n yàtọ̀ sígbà tí mo lọ tọ̀.
Hello, kí ló ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ yẹn? Má pa ọ́ fún mi.
Ọlọ́gbọ́n mi mọ̀.
Ọmọ mi lè ní ẹ́.
ó yẹ pé 19.
Fẹ́ pé 19.
Ó jẹ́ fẹ́ pé 16.
So ó lè lọ sí police station.
Àwọn ọmọ tó ṣe
Ó lè lọ sí police station. Ọmọ 18 years lè lọ sí police station.
Yes, na ó máa ṣe.
Tó bá jẹ́ mo kọ́ òdùgbò gidi. Kí ló ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ ìsọ fún mi nísìnyí?
Ọlọ́run gbọ́ mi mọ̀ kó tó ṣe.
Ó mọ tó ṣe.
Ṣé kí ló tó ṣe bá fẹ́ jẹ́ ìgbàgbọ́ ní òjẹ́?
Ṣé bí nǹkan tí mo ń wò? Mo ní kó jẹ́ kó má dà pé yàn fún ní kíní kọ́ wá wò. Mo ní kó jẹ oúnjẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ó mọ tó ṣe. Ó bu àmàlà yẹn, ó dẹ̀ fi àmàlà lásẹ̀sẹ̀ ní òfin sọ́dẹ̀.
Rárá, mo fi sọ́dẹ̀.
Ṣé bí mo ń gbẹ̀ tí dájọ́ jókòó ni?
Mo fi sọ́dẹ̀.
Kí ló ṣe sínú oúnjẹ yìí?
Ọlọ́run gbọ́ mi fi kankan sí Ọlọ́run gbọ́.
Master, come and take everything inside this bag out for me.
Kí ìṣọ́ọ̀bù.
Raise the apple up, let me see. Let me do. Oh yeah, I will go to that.
Súnmọ́ di oúnjẹ tó dá.
No, it's okay. Ṣé tó pé níjọ́ tó dé láti jọ Saturday sí èyí Wednesday tí mo fìyà jẹ ni.
Wà á lanu wà á sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa kó jẹ́.
Kì í ṣe kan tí àwọn ọmọ mi tó ń jẹ níwọ náà jẹ ni. Nǹkan tó ń jẹ ló jẹ. Àbí mo ti ní kó lọ jẹ ohun gàrí táwọn jẹ fọ rí. Àbí mo bú oúnjẹ fún ẹ rí. Jọ kí ló tó fi nǹkan sínú oúnjẹ. Consorism. Ó jẹ́ àdúgbò kan tọ́lọ́ máa ń sọ. Aṣá nídìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tó gbọ́ òfẹ́ kára mi yá ni.
Mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kó wá gbé.
Tó bá ti dé mo ti di ọ ṣé tó bá ti dé police station kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ mi mo ti dọ̀rọ̀ ìjọba. Ṣé bí understand? Kì í ṣe tèmi mọ́ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ lè bẹ̀mí kẹ́ sọ pé kí n nílò kí n withdraw. Èmi kọ́ mo máa bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ìjọba ló máa bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe. Kí ni reason tó fi bu ipo sínú ọbẹ̀ yìí? Èṣù. Ó máa ní reason. Ìgbà ló bú sí òru àbí? So mo ń gbọ́ kílè tó fi bú sí. Ní ti ṣe èṣù. A ní reason. Àbí àti pọ̀ jẹ́ kó sùn dáadáa o. Ọ̀ ìtòrí pé o ò jẹun dáadáa. Àbí ìtòrí pé mo ti ṣe kà fún ẹ rí. Tí o bá ṣe kà ni o máa ń ṣe kà fún wọn. O ti ṣe rí fún yóò àbí? Kọ́ mi. Kí ló ti fún ọmọ ìjẹ́ ńgbà tí mi sí wọn?
Èmi kọ́ mo dáná fún wọn.
But ìwọ kọ́ ló dáná tó lọ bọ́ ẹ̀pọ̀ sí ìlà. Bọ́ kí ni reason ó kọ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo bù sílẹ̀ díẹ̀ tó ká bá jẹ́ kí ní ìmọ̀ àwọn àbíká kúkú ní sálọ àbí? Bọ́ tí n bá kú ọtí ẹ̀ bá kú nílé ṣé dùnú ẹ̀ ni?
Ìdùnnú ẹ̀ ni.
Àpọ̀mọ̀ kò sí ní ìlú ó pààyàn ni.
Ẹ ṣe máa jí ni. Náà sọ̀rọ̀ sí ṣe pé ó máa bọ́ sọ fún ẹ o. Kí ni ìdí? Áṣà nídìí tó fi fi iPhone tó di ọ̀rẹ́ tó fi bù sínú ọbẹ̀. Ó kọ̀ ẹ̀ kó bù sí ni.
Àbí pé ọ́fíìsà yẹn kó máa bọ̀ tẹ́.
Ó kọ̀ ẹ̀ kó bù sí.
Náà tún nǹkan tó ń tu sọ, mo fẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ. Kò sẹ́ni tó ń bá ẹ sọ pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ni mo ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. What happened? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí?
Ìgbà tí mo jí, mo lọ torí lu stọ̀, mo wá rẹ́pù, mo wá fi fọ aṣọ, máa fọ́ lọ jù lẹ́lẹ̀ ìdáná, mo wá fi sí inú ẹ̀fọ́.
Lílo àìpò mélòó ló dà sí náà?
Kékeré tó wà nínú ilẹ̀ náà.
Nítorí kí ló ṣe da àìpò sí wọn? Ṣé wọ́n ti mú àìpò mi? Kí ló mọ̀ tó ń fi àìpò ṣe tó ṣe dà sí wọn?
Wọ́n fi ń fọ aṣọ. Wọ́n fi ń fọ aṣọ.
Wọ́n fi ń fọṣọ. So kí ló mú ẹ dà sínú oúnjẹ fún wọn?
Kí ni ẹ̀fọ́ nìkan ló dà sí?
Níbo ló tún dà sí?
Àwọn oúnjẹ tó àárọ̀ yìí.
Ìgbà tí mo jí tí wọ́n jí náà wé kiri lọ tó ọjà ṣọ́ọ̀bù.
Bọ̀ kí ló jẹ láàárọ̀ yìí?
Wọ́n ti dáná kó tó pè é.
So kí ló tún bá gbé oúnjẹ yẹn fún ẹ nísìnyí tó ló máa jẹ oúnjẹ yẹn o? You will eat it. Ohun tí mo ń sọ fún ẹ nìyẹn. Kí ló mú ẹ da àìpò sínú oúnjẹ tẹ̀tẹ̀ jẹ ńlé? Ó dẹ̀ mọ́ pé ò ní jẹ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí? Ó fẹ́ pa gbogbo wọn. Kí ló fà á?
Kò yé.
No, ó yẹ